It is a beautiful morning and a beautiful time to be a United fan right now. Manchester United 5, Leipzig no. So many positives. So many positives. Firstly, 5 goals against last season's Champions League semi-finalists and German league leaders. What a performance it was. Ollie absolutely schooled Nagelsmann. We didn't just beat them. We wiped the floor with them. Like that's the incredible thing. Um, I expected us to win. I didn't expect 5 goals. It's 5 goals, back to back clean sheets at home. I think that's going to be very important, especially after we conceded a total of, what was it, 9 goals in the first 2 home games. Um, Back to back clean sheets, and hopefully we get one against Arsenal. Um, and Rashford gets a hat trick. Um, the second ever player to come off the bench and score a hat trick. First player being Ollie himself. Um, Absolutely incredible. And where do you begin to discuss that game? I think you've got to start with the tactics that apparently Ollie doesn't have. He's set up in a diamond, which was brave because we've never used a diamond before. We've all been asking to use a diamond, for him to use a diamond. Um, you know, Matic at the base, Fred on the left, Fred on the right, Pogba on the left, and Van der Beek up top. Wasn't sure about Van der Beek being there because he's not quite that central number 10 player. He's more of a box to box attacking midfielder, preferably on the right. But yeah, it's his first. It's his debut start. That's another positive. His first ever debut start, and it's in the Champions League. And he wasn't. Donny Van der Beek wasn't bad. He wasn't spectacular. Um, but he did a job for us. He wasn't that. He wasn't low. He didn't stand out for me. He did his job. He pressed well in a system. Yeah, so onto the game itself. First 25 minutes, all over them, created a couple chances. And we get the first goal. Mason Green with a brilliant finish. I don't think you can state this enough. He's 18 years old, playing for Manchester United, one of the biggest clubs in the world, and he's finishing like that in the Champions League. He's such an anomaly. It's incredible. Fred makes a tackle in the midfield, wins the ball up the pitch, gets it to Pogba. Pogba puts in a beautiful pass through the lines, and Pamecano really had no chance of trying to defend that. But I'll get to that goal in a second, because there's something I want to discuss about that goal with regards to VAR and things like that. It was nearly offside. I'll get to that later. After the first goal, we dropped off. We really dropped off, which is expected. Leipzig went on the front foot, fought hard as they usually do, trying to get the equalizing goal. But they weren't that threatening going forward. I just didn't. I didn't see enough. They weren't very clinical up front. It was just more There's more intensity in their play, but they didn't really create anything. I mean, David De Gea in the whole game had to maybe make 2 or 3 decent saves. Other than that, he didn't have anything to do the whole game. Yeah, and that's pretty much the first half. We went into the first half a goal up. Second half was a bit interesting. Leipzig started to play a higher line, slightly higher line. Started to put a lot more pressure on us. And there was a point where I was just thinking, I'm sure all of you were thinking, we've got to get Bruno and Rashford on the pitch. They were leaving so much space behind them, and this was perfect for Bruno and Rashford. And we brought them on. I think it was Van de Beek and I think Greenwood that came off. And in the second half, I think this was pretty much on the counter attack. Pogba gets the ball to Rashford. Bruno just hits the pass in first time into Rashford, who's clear on goal, 1-on-1, and you always fancy him to score in that position. Even there, argument of offside, but Leipzig had such a high line that even though Rashford was offside, he wasn't offside because the line was in their defensive line was in our half of the pitch. So it wasn't offside. We ended up 2 goals up, and after 2 goals up, Leipzig just they look defeated. I mean, if you looked at the third goal, they lose the ball in their half, and Rashford with just a beautiful strike into the bottom left corner. Yeah, and I mean at 3-0 it's game over. Pretty much. And then from there it just gets worse for them. Martial wins a penalty and Martial takes the penalty. I don't like this thing of multiple people taking penalties. It should have been Bruno, but I think after the red card Martial got, I think he needed a goal. So I'm glad he got his goal. And at 4-0 I was thinking, surely it can't get any worse for Leipzig. Surely we can go 5-0 up. And lo and behold, Rashford finds a way. He gets the 5th goal, pretty much from the edge of their penalty box, strikes it cleanly again, and 5 goals. Rashford gets a hat-trick. Rashford gets the match ball. Just a brilliant Manchester United performance, and it's something that we haven't seen in a long time. This, you know what I mean? You know, for the last 8 years, our quality has just been so bad, and every game post Tottenham for us has been just fantastic. I mean, in our last 4 games, we've scored 11 goals and conceded 2. Contrary to our first 3 games, where we scored 5 and conceded 11. So major improvements. I just hope Ollie doesn't. I mean, Ollie got it right today. He got it 100% today. Made no mistake. Tactically, managed perfectly, like spot on. Let's just hope he doesn't do something stupid when we play Arsenal. I want to see the diamond again. and I want us to go at Arsenal. I mean, they're playing with a back 3. Arsenal play with a back fucking 3. surely we should just go for them. They're there for the taking, okay? They had a poor game against Leicester. Surely they're there for the taking. So yeah, good result. Now back to that first goal, because I was just thinking about that first goal, and I can't help but think that, and let me just give you a bit of context. Greenwood's when the pass was made to Greenwood by Pogba, Greenwood's foot was just marginally offside. Marginally, but basically almost like defender's foot, Greenwood's foot on pretty much on the line. It's like a difference of maybe like an inch. And I couldn't help but think, if that was the Premier League, would that goal have been given? Nope. And I'm pretty sure if there were any Liverpool fans that watched that game, would have been screaming because the Mane incident in the Merseyside derby was pretty much that margin of error, and goal wasn't given. But in this this particular game, with European officials, goal was given. Just said, look, we're not going to take into consideration that margin. It has to be clear. I think that's the difference between the Premier League officials and European officials in terms of using VAR technology. I think European officials use it better. They allow for that margin of error, and VAR is used clearly for clear and obvious errors, whereas the Premier League have got it just completely wrong. In fact, the way the Premier League officials have used VAR has caused so much more controversy around matches. And it's weird because we introduced VAR. I just don't understand why we didn't conform to to the European norm. I don't know why we are just trying to. Basically, what we're doing is we're sapping the life out of football. Well, I say we, the Premier League officials, are sapping the life out of football using VAR technology. Yeah, it's just something we have to. It's the world we live in now. We just have to deal with it. Who knows that against Arsenal we might get a dodgy VAR decision against us. Oh, who knows? Anyway, yeah, that's my thoughts on that match. Brilliant performance, and we kick on.